This is Joy Roland, and you're listening to episode 19 of the It's Possible podcast. Stop earning less than you deserve. Welcome to the It's Possible podcast. This is the podcast that sparks the transformation of your money mindset, empowering you to pave the way for financial success and wealth creation. This is where we study what the wealthiest and most successful people do. Not only do we study these successful people, we implement what we learn so that we create the life we want and deserve. Hi there, my name is Joy Roland, your host. I created wealth from changing my money mindset. Yes, it's possible for you too. So pour yourself a cup of coffee or tea. This is going to be fun. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 19 of the It's Possible podcast. Can you believe we're at episode 19 already? My podcast actually launched on October 1st, and I can't believe we've done 19 episodes already. Christmas is almost here. We're about 8 days to Christmas, and it's so much fun this time of year. So I've just done my Christmas decorations. And my business coach, yes, I have a business coach myself. She actually challenged me to do more Facebook lives. So I'm typically a very shy person, and she gave me a challenge that she wanted me to um like go live on Facebook so that people can actually see my face. And she wanted me to show my Christmas decoration. So I did that video, a very short video. So you can head on over to my Facebook page to see the video. And one of the highlights of my Christmas is Santa Claus. So I have this like and life size looking Santa, and he has a motion sensor. So when someone comes down the staircase, he starts to sing and he tells you all this nice stuff. So like that's the highlight of my Christmas because I just like how he brings me so much joy. And I just wonder how something that isn't even a human being can have the capacity to bring me so much joy. Anyways, I hope your holiday preparations are going very well. And I hope you have so much fun because Christmas is just a time of joy. And the reason my name is Joy, I haven't actually told you guys the reason my name is Joy, the reason my parents gave me that name Joy, was because I was born 8 days to Christmas. So um, my dad said I was born just before Jesus Christ was born, before he brought joy into the world. So he thought it was a very good name to choose. So my name is Joy. So that's why I'm super excited whenever it's Christmas. Okay, let's dive in. So today we'll be talking about stop earning less than you deserve. Before we dive in, I want to read a review for this podcast written by R. Alejandro. The title of her review is So Inspiring, and she writes, Joy. You really do a good job of inspiring us to believe that anything is possible. My dad came here from another country in his early 20s and showed me that hard work and persistence is key to building wealth. Although his profession did not make him a rich person, he knew how to save money and was particular about how he spent his money. I was always inspired by him to see how he was teaching us specific strategies to not only save money but live a life of abundance is something I look forward to doing myself one day. Thank you for starting this podcast. Your friend and fellow podcaster, Rosie of the Intentional Christian Woman and her Teacher Voice podcast. Like when I read this review for the first time, I legit was bawling my eyes out. Like this review touched me so much because you can see the thought that Rosie put into this review. And it just warms my heart to read um this review. And yes, you got to honor your dad because he's really set a very good example for you, Rosie. And yeah, I'm so proud of immigrants, right? Um, and you said he came from another country in his early 20s. Wow, that shows you the kind of caliber of person he is to have left the comfort of his own country to seek a better life. So I hope you honor him every single day. So thank you so much, Rosie. And yes, I'm happy to promote your podcast, Rosie. Yes. So, listeners, Rosie is also a podcaster. Please give her some support. She's at The Intentional Christian Woman. That's the name of her first podcast. And the second one is her teacher voice. So please give Rosie some support as well. I like it when people do good things, and I always go out of my way to do good things as well. So, Rosie, I hope you get new listeners from my network as well. Okay. So, please, listener, if you have not left me a review, please head on over to Apple Podcast and write a review for this show. Every week, I'll feature one review so I can personally thank you. Now, not only do I ask you to write these reviews to stroke my ego, no, I'm not that kind of person at all. But to help the algorithms, Apple Podcast reviews help to show my podcast to more people. So you'll be doing me a huge favor by writing a review. Okay, so let's dive into today's topic and stop earning less than you deserve. Now, my name is Joy Roland. If we haven't met already, I'm the host of the It's Possible podcast show, and I guide people on this journey towards financial empowerment. And thank you so much for tuning in twice a week to listen to this podcast. Now, I release episodes on Monday morning and on Thursday morning. So I do two episodes per week. And it means the world to me to know that there is someone out there listening to me, not only because I always had insecurities about my voice. So I'm an immigrant. I have a very thick accent. So I have huge insecurities about my voice. So when I started this podcast, I'm like, nobody's going to listen, you know? So it started like a joke, and it just warms my heart to know that people are finding value in what I share. So if you are new to me, welcome. If this is your first time on the show, welcome. Now, I have a question for you. Did you achieve your financial goals for 2023? Now, many of the women I spoke to over the last 2 weeks didn't even have a financial goal for the year. Now, my question is, how can you measure success if you didn't even bother to set a goal in the beginning? Like, there is no way you can measure success if you didn't have a financial goal for 2023. So, to help you get off to an amazing start in the new year, I'll be hosting a special workshop called How to Set and Achieve Your Financial Goals for 2024. Now, this is a must for every woman who's truly interested in becoming wealthy. It's going to be on Sunday, December 17th at 6 p.m. So secure your spots. I only have limited spots because I want to be able to help people personally and answer any questions you have. It's free. So secure your spots. I'm going to leave the link to that so you can go ahead and secure your spots. It's going to be in the show notes. Question for you, my friend. Are you being paid your worth? Hmm. Are you being paid your worth? And when I say worth, I don't mean your self worth because as human beings, we are infinitely worthy. Like there is nothing you can do to increase your worth, and there is nothing you can do to decrease your worth. You are infinitely worthy. So when I say are you being paid your worth, I'm not talking about your self worth. I'm talking about your business worth, your business value. And when I say business worth, it doesn't mean you necessarily have to be a business owner. You can be an employee and still have a business value. So, um, for example, if you work for a company, the company will determine how much they are willing to pay based on what the perceived value is, right? So what is your business value? What value are you bringing to the marketplace? And if you own your own business, if you're an entrepreneur, maybe you have a product or a service, what's your business worth? Now, how often do we find ourselves accepting less? So, less pay, less recognition, less than what we truly deserve. It's time to challenge that status quo because I know you're worth more than you can imagine. And it's time to acknowledge that. Now, there is a mindset that tells you to settle for what you are currently earning. So, your current um, um, yearly income, for example. So, we are currently in December. So, for the year 2023, what did you bring in as income? Okay. Now, it's not okay to be content with crumbs when we are worthy of feasting at the table. You deserve to be valued for your skills, your time, your experience, and your contribution. Now, here is a sample thought that you typically hold people back. So, a sample thought could be I should be happy I even have a job, right? So, when women tell themselves, oh, I should be happy I have a job, then it makes them settle, right? So, I don't want you to settle. I want you to reach for the skies, okay? So don't get me wrong. I want you to be happy. And if you've listened to a number of my episodes, I'm a huge proponent of gratitude. Because that's the basis of wealth creation in my experience. But you can be happy and still reach for more. So I don't subscribe to that thought. I should be happy I have a job. Yes, you should be happy you have a job, but you can demand to be paid what you're worth. Now think about it. You've put in the effort. You've honed your skills. You've dedicated your time to your craft. Maybe you've even gone to school. Many people have multiple degrees, PhD, masters, whatever. You've earned the right. You deserve the right to demand what you're worth. And again, when I say worth, I'm talking about your business value, not your value as a human being, because, like I explained earlier, you are infinitely worthy. And don't let self doubt or societal norms dictate your value, because who gets to determine your value? Yeah, go ahead and answer that. Who determines your value? Yeah, you do. You determine your value. It's time to shift the narrative. Instead of accepting less, start by believing in your worth. You have to believe in your worth, first of all. Own your value, advocate for yourself, and don't shy away from asking for what you deserve. And remember, you set the standard for how people perceive and value you. Now, whether you're an entrepreneur, an employee, an artist, or a professional in any field, your worth is not defined by someone else's assessment. It's defined by your belief in yourself. Okay. And I love this work I do because um apart from the practical help I give to women to manage their money better, I work on the mindset. And I think the mindset is 90% of the work. Because even if you go in the financial planning world, you see when you tell clients how to manage money better, they still don't follow your advice. So that tells you that it's not just logic that's at play. That mindset is a huge part of building wealth and sustaining that wealth so that you keep the wealth. Okay, so I had a client who was struggling to see her worth as an employee. So she worked for a very big bank, and I did 3 months coaching. So my program is 3 months of coaching, and through a series of coaching, it got to the stage where I actually pushed her off the cliff, and I said, "Now you got to do it. You have two choices. You either ask for a salary increase or you're going to change jobs." Now, it so happened that her team was expanding and they were looking to hire someone in her team who would do exactly what she was doing. Okay, so it was a new role was being created, but to support her role, the person would be doing exactly what she was doing because the company was expanding. So I told her, okay, let's look for the job description, right? So she went on a job hunting site. She found the job description and she contacted the recruiter. She just pretended like she was someone just interested in the job to find out how much the job was going for. And to her surprise, the offer was $60,000 higher than what she was earning. Can you believe that? $60,000 higher than what she was earning, right? So I said to her, well, now you gotta go ask for a raise. And I have a process, right? When I guide my clients towards asking for a raise. When you ask for a raise, you have to have supporting documentation. What I mean by that is you have to be doing your job well. It doesn't make sense if you are terrible at your job and you decide to go ask for a raise. Like that almost always wouldn't end well. So you got to look at the history of your performance analysis. So if you've been getting a lot of feedback from your managers saying you're doing an excellent job and all of those nice things, that's a tangible thing you can take into your offer request meeting to say, look at all the feedback I've gotten. You also have to know your value. So for example, if you work on a project that is absolutely critical to the success of the company, and let's say last year the company declared tons of revenue, millions and millions of dollars in revenue and profits, right? So you need to understand and be able to advocate for yourself and say, look at the value I've created in the business. I deserve this raise. So anyway, she followed my advice. She requested the increase. And did you know, almost as though it was magic, she was given the $60,000 salary increase to match exactly what the new person was going to be earning on the roll. Can you imagine that? Earning $60,000 extra per year. That's huge, right? So, the moral of the story is this: your employer will not, out of their own goodwill, sit you down and say, we think you deserve a salary increase. It never happens. Well, in my experience, it has never happened. So the ball is in your court. You get to decide your value. Okay. So, and this applies to business owners as well. So, if you're an entrepreneur like myself, well, by the way, I just became full-time entrepreneur in April. So I left corporate in April this year. So I know my worth as a financial coach because I get people results. So do you think that clients who had a 60K salary increase will complain about paying me $5,000 for 3 months of one-to-one coaching? No, she wouldn't. In fact, she offered me additional tip, but I refused because I felt like I was well paid enough already, right? So I know my worth as a coach. I know the value of coaching because I've seen the value for myself. I paid $23,000 for coaching last year, right? In one coaching package with one person. That's different from all the other coaching. So I have a business coach and I have uh, two other coaches. I have one for my podcast. I have a coach for my podcast. So I know the value of investing in coaching because I am a result of of coaching. So like I told you earlier, I'm an immigrant, came from Africa, Nigeria. I was born in abject poverty in Lagos, right? When I say abject poverty, I mean abject poverty. That's a story for another day. So for me to have transformed, like I see myself as a new person because I'm not the same person who left my country when I was 25. I left when I was 25 to study for a master's in the UK. I'm a completely different person. My outlook on life is completely different. My mindset is different. I now know my value, the value I bring to the marketplace. And last year, um, I worked as um, an employee, although I was a consultant, but I earned 320,000 US dollars as an employee, like being employed, right? As a consultant. I was a consultant. So, like, that would have never happened all those many years ago when I was back home in Nigeria. Like, the mindset of someone who can earn that kind of money working as a consultant, as an IT consultant, like, it's almost unbelievable given my background, right? I am the, like, if there was anything like that, I'm the least person likely to be successful based on my background, right? So when I say it's possible, I mean it's possible. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And now, all of this depends on your mindset. So, like, that's why mindset is absolutely key. Your money story, everyone has a money story, right? Your money story was embedded in your subconscious by the age of 6, by the age of 7. So from age 0 to 6, all of the things you observed, your parents, your caregivers, all of the things they projected about money was embedded in your subconscious. That's why many people still make decisions based on their childhood experiences. But unless someone points it out to you, you can hardly understand how your money decisions are made. Like, people just go around the world making decisions and they think that um it's just normal. They're making decisions based on logic. But no, you are making decisions based on all of those things that were embedded in you by the age of 7. Now, what are examples of money blocks? Now, here's a typical example. Maybe you've always heard this when you were growing up. You have to work hard for your money, right? You have to work hard for your money. What's the definition of hard? Hard. When something is hard, you have to work hard. In my head, I'm thinking the construction worker who's working in the sun, sweating and doing hard labor, right? So if you've always been told as a child you have to work hard for your money, can you see how in your mind you feel like, oh, I'm sitting in an office, air conditioned, I'm not working that hard, then you don't demand the money you deserve. Can you see? But until someone points it out to you, you'll never realize this. That just that sentence you heard when you were growing up, that you have to work hard for your money, begins to shape your money mindset and how you approach money. Another one is money doesn't grow on trees. This is one many parents tell their children, money doesn't grow on trees. Well, what if it does? Yeah, you can plant the money tree and money will grow on trees. So these are examples of money blocks that keep people in poverty and keep people in scarcity mindsets, that holds you back from building the wealth you deserve. Another example, someone would say, well, my dad always made all the money decisions, right? So if you grew up seeing your dad making all of the money decisions, and he was the one that made all the money in the family, and then you see your mom as, let's say, maybe just the homekeeper, and maybe every time you went to your mom for money, and your mom will say, oh, let's wait for daddy to come back. So subconsciously, you as a woman, you've deferred your money management skills to a man. Like, subconsciously, you feel like you are not smart enough to make money. Now, this is my question to you. Why is it that men have no issues asking for more money? Like, no issues at all. But we as women, somehow, like, I'm still struggling to find the reason why, but I'll let you know as my research unfolds. we as women, we struggle to acknowledge the value we bring. And that's why I'm so passionate about the work I do. And it just fills my heart with so much joy when I see the transformation that women get at the end of our coaching sessions. Now, I coach one to one and I do it for 3 months. People can ask to have 6 months based on your personal preferences, but I think 3 months is good enough to see results. Okay, as we conclude today's episode, I want to leave you with this. I want to encourage you to stop settling for less than you deserve. Now, your value is non negotiable. It's time to step into your power and ask for what you're worth, your business worth, and claim this success you deserve. Thank you again for tuning into this episode of It's Possible. I truly appreciate your time, and it gives me so much joy that you are listening to this podcast. Join me next time as we continue to unravel the mysteries of the financial world, empowering you to achieve your dreams. Until then, stay curious, stay empowered, and always remember it's possible. It's possible. And whenever you have doubts, always think if Joy Roland can do it, then I can. Okay? Use my story to build your belief. Until next time, I love you. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the podcast. If this episode encouraged, inspired, or taught you something new, please do me a huge favor by leaving me a review. Just head on over to Apple Podcast, find the show, go to the main page of the show, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see a section where you can write me a review. And lastly, come on over to my Facebook group where you get support as you build wealth. This is an exclusive group of high-achieving and ambitious women actively working on getting rich. Find the link to the group in the show notes. I hope to see you back here soon. God bless you.